Okay, so let's go ahead and start lying down on our backs here today. And we'll hold on to your knees and just kind of rock ourselves from side to side, and maybe even pedaling the knees a little bit back and forth. And then as you're pedaling the knees, let's see if we can imagine, see if we can push the knees against the hands while we're pulling at the same time. So there's some nice stabilization as we mobilize the lumbar spine here, stabilization of the hips, so warming them up a little bit. And then let's go ahead and circle the knees around a few times. And same thing here, as the knees start to pull away from your body, you can push into your hands. And then circle around the other direction here as well. So we can even slow this down, create some resistance, pressing and pulling at once. And then from here, let's go ahead and hold on to the ankles or your shins and just do a gentle happy baby, keeping the knees nice and bent, opening up through the hips there. And then we'll bring the feet as wide apart as the mat and let the knees fall to one side. Get a nice little stretch through the hip flexors and the quadriceps here and all the way up through the side waist. And then back through center, up and over, let the knees fall to the opposite side. You may want to keep your ankles flexed here, keep the knees in proper alignment and safe. And then maybe one more time, just kind of a little bit more quickly here, just loosening up through the spine. And we'll keep the feet as nice and wide apart and let the knees knock in towards each other so they're leaning on each other for support. You can also check here, you can move your bottom around or wiggle it around so the flesh is out from underneath you a little more. And there's a nice natural curve and space there for the low back. We'll place the left hand in the heart space and the right hand on the belly. Just make sure the arm bones and shoulders, the elbows are relaxed on the ground. And again, let your legs be heavy, leaning on each other. Relaxing through the low back and the belly as we breathe. And close the eyes down. Just take a few moments to allow ourselves to settle in and connect. Just observing our natural breath rise and fall. Allowing the exhales to become a little bit longer and smoother. Also feel the weight of the body. Observe subtlety and sensation in the body. So dropping in into the breath, into the earth, into this moment. And committing to ourselves to stay with this breath throughout the practice, to be able to slow down a little bit more and listen more deeply. Observing what is truly needed, and perhaps what is truly important in this moment. So allowing our breath and our bodies to be our guide, be our compass. And just being open to discover and see where that takes us. And letting go of any judgments or expectation. And any anything that may be here with you on your mat, either physically, mentally, or emotionally, allowing it to be there, being a space as we were meant to be, being a space of love, space of compassion and understanding. That whatever's here with us can be seen and heard and loved. And from that place, slowly stretching the legs out nice and long. Let's stretch our arms overhead behind, stretch your whole body as you inhale. Go ahead and melt into the earth here as we exhale. And then go ahead, let's walk the feet back up onto the mat here. We'll hug the knees and maybe let's hug the left knee into the chest first this time. Stretch the right leg long. We'll circle the toes and ankles around. Circle the other way. Mobilizing the ankle joint, the toes. Let's go ahead and bring that knee out to the side of us here. So really opening up through the front of the pelvis, but hugging from the back. So hugging your midline from the back. You can feel the outer hip, your outer left hip, hug down towards your right big toe or that bottom foot. Squaring the hips. And then let's go ahead and gently bring that left foot over top of the right thigh. So we're going to flex the ankle a lot, interlacing the fingers underneath the right thigh. Or if you need a little bit more, you can also interlace over top of the knee. Flex that ankle a lot, and we'll gently rock side to side. Just listening to your body, allowing it to take you as far as feels good, or keeping it nice and small and subtle. Listen to your breath and your body. And then as we find center, gently press the hips and the thighs away from your body. Actually, a little bit more strongly than you might otherwise do. Just get those hips nice and stretched out, warmed up. A couple more breaths here. And then from there, let's go ahead and release that right foot down onto the ground and extend the left leg towards the ceiling. And bend that left knee as much as you need to. So if you feel if you feel your hamstring singing to you, just keep that knee bent. So we'll just take a few moments here, very gently stretching. As we haven't warmed up these muscles, it's just a very gentle opening for now. Pressing the hips and your thighs down away from your shoulders. And maybe lengthening that left leg long. You can also circle the toes and the ankles around here if you want. Circle the other way. Nice and slowly. And let's go ahead and put your left heel on top of the right thigh and then bring the legs over to your right. Open up your left arm, turning the gaze over the left shoulder. So stacking your left hip on top of your right one. A couple deep cleansing, nourishing breaths here into the belly and the heart space. One more breath here. And as we exhale, slowly making our way back to center. Let's go ahead and hug the knees in. Maybe pushing the knees against the hands again as we kind of rock a little side to side. We're pushing away from the body. Now we'll hug the right knee in. Extend the left leg nice and long. Circle toes and ankles around. And circle the other way. And again, when you're ready, we'll bring the right knee out to the side of you and open through the front of the hips and the pelvis here as we hug from the back. So feel the outer thighs plug into the hip sockets just like we do in Warrior Two. Feel the hips and shoulders nice and square and stable, strong. And then we come back through center. Let's place that right foot over top of the left thigh, flexing that right ankle a lot, interlacing the fingers again underneath the thigh. Or if you want more, you can interlace over top of the knee, flex that ankle, and gently sway side to side. Again, just allowing your body and your breath to guide you. What feels good, what is needed. And then gently coming back to center when you're ready. And pressing the thighs away from your body, the thighs and the hips away from your shoulders, I should say. And really lengthen down and feel the spine neutralize. Feel that deep stretch in the outer hip. And then gently from there, lower the left foot down and we'll extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Again, interlacing the fingers underneath. You can bend that right knee as much as you need to. And start to press the thighs down away from your shoulders again. So you'll feel your lower back naturally come off the ground into that neutral spine again. We're not trying to hold it there or stiffen the back in any way, we're just neutralizing. We lengthen, again, the thighs and tailbone downward. Circle the toes and ankles around here if you like. One more time on this side and circle the other way. Nice and slow. And from here, we'll go ahead and place the right heel over top of the left knee, and then go ahead and guide the legs over to your left. Open up your right arm, turning the gaze over your right shoulder. Again, we're stacking that right hip on top of the left. Deep, slow breaths here. Filling up the belly, rib cage, and lungs. Just observing this beautiful dance with breath, this receiving and giving back, and without holding back. So giving back fully and completely, and receiving fully and completely. Softening with each breath, allowing ourselves to become more receptive. Remembering that it is also a practice to receive. Giving yourself that gift as we connect. A gift that's always there and always giving. And then slowly, as you feel ready, making your way back to center. Go ahead and hold on to the knees again as we push into the hands, pressing the thighs away from you as we rock side to side. We'll go ahead and roll over onto our sides here and press up. And let's go ahead and swing the legs around. Come onto our toes here, sitting back into the heels. Stretch out, warm up those toes and arches. Interlace the fingers, root down through the seat as we inhale, root to rise, reach up towards the sky, lift the palms. As we exhale, let's press palms forward and round through upper back here. Deep, slow breath in. When you're ready, root down to reach up. And exhale, it's going to release the arms behind you, interlace the fingers in Yoga Mudra, bend the elbows all the way back. Take a nice inhale, open the chest, open the throat. Exhale, bring the chin in towards the throat and belly in. Shoulders, elbows back. Your next breath in, we'll inhale, stretch the knuckles away. And then go ahead and exhale, release. Let's go ahead and come onto your hands or fists and separate your knees apart and circle the toes and ankles around here. You can also be on your fingertips if you want to strengthen through the wrist. Circle the other direction in the fingers. And go ahead and relax your feet. Let them be floppy and plump on your mat or on the ground here, massaging the feet. Let's bring your knees together and feet together, and we'll sit back into the heels, gently stretching. So we lift the knees only as far as feels good. Again, following, finding your breath. And then from there, we'll slowly go and come back to center. We'll again make sure bottom is behind you and release the fingers, root down as we inhale, reach up. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and turn the palms to face you, round through your upper back here. So now we're stretching through the wrists here and gently pull your shoulders back one at a time, alternating. Just kind of get a nice little flossing motion here through the wrists and shoulders. And then whenever you're ready, inhale, root down to reach back up. Exhale, we'll release the hands behind it and release the opposite forefinger and thumb. Bend the elbows back once again. Inhale, open the heart center and your throat, looking up between your brows. Stretch the eyes. Exhale, bring the chin and belly in. Inhale, knuckles away, stretch the shoulders all the way back. As we exhale, just take a gentle twist to one side, drawing the navel to spine. Draw that shoulder down and back. Inhale, center. Exhale, gentle twist to the other side, shoulder down and back. Inhaling, center. Exhale, release the hands from there. Take a moment, rooting down through your knees. Inhale, reach out towards the sky. Through exhale, let's come right down the center, palms towards the heart. We'll separate the knees and separate the arms into a V, maybe coming down to your chin or to your forehead into Anahata Asana or puppy pose. So you want to keep the hips stacked above the knees. You can separate the knees further apart if you need to and relax your low back. Relax your belly here as you breathe into it. Gently opening, stretching through the shoulders and the chest. Another breath here. And then as we exhale, let's go ahead and slide your left arm underneath the right. Bring your left ear and left shoulder to the ground. You can come onto your right fingertips and maybe even walk your hands forward away from your body. Get that nice stretch through the outer shoulder. So you're drawing the shoulder down as you're reaching the fingertips away, tenting up onto the fingertips. And if you like here, you can bring that right arm back behind you for a half bind. And imagine here that you're pressing into the knees, lifting the hips higher at the same time. So you feel this lift and suction in the belly. Navel to spine as we exhale. Now draw both shoulders down towards the floor and relax your low back and your belly even more as you breathe into it. You feel a nice deep stretch in the shoulders. Let your belly inflate like a big balloon. On the inhales and empty out slowly, completely on the exhales. And slowly bring your hands back underneath you. Let's go ahead and come back out wide into your Anahata Asana or puppy pose. Chin or forehead to the mat, arms out into V. Deep breaths here. And then we'll take the right arm underneath the left. And right ear, right shoulder to the ground. Maybe walk your left fingertips now straight above your head, way out, and lift up onto those fingertips. Drag the shoulder down at the same time. Drag the hips up towards the sky. Square the hips, navel to spine. So it feels like you're like sticking your butt up even more in the air. Relax your low back here. If and when you feel ready, you can bring that left arm up and back behind you for a half bind. We want to, at this point, pull the shoulders, both shoulders down towards the earth now. So again, kind of pressing into the knees just a little bit, lift in the belly, hips high, shoulders pressing down low. Square to the mat, or square to the earth. Another deep breath into your belly. Emptying slowly and completely out when you're ready. And then releasing that left arm. Again, we'll stretch back out into your V here, into your Anahata Asana. Take one more breath. You're on your chin or your forehead, and then we'll slowly exhale, drag the hands underneath the shoulders, round your spine here, curl like a cat. And then inner thighs lift up and back as we inhale, spread the fingers wide, look up between the brows, cow. And then as we exhale, come to downward facing dog, scooping navel to spine. And gently walk the feet here in place, stretch it out. Loosen up the legs and the hips, however feels appropriate or good for you today. And listening to what is needed, not to just be aware of kind of going into autopilot and doing whatever it is that we always do, but just really listening and being guided from how our bodies are feeling and speaking to us today. So we're going to inhale up onto your tippy toes when you're ready here. As we exhale, bring both heels over to the left and then down to the earth. So both heels to the left, lift the hips high, stretching through the waist. Inhale back up onto your tippy toes, facing forward. And then exhale, both heels over to the right and then down to the floor. Keep the hips high. Inhale back up onto your tippy toes. And as we exhale, we'll bend into your right knee, press the left heel towards the earth. Inhale up on your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your left knee, right heel towards the earth. And then go ahead from there, when you're ready, walk it forward all the way to the top of your mat. Take a nice deep inhale, lengthen up halfway with a flat back, thigh bones pressing back, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale and bend into your knees to deepen your fold. We're going to sit down into our chair, root to rise up, root down through the feet as we inhale, reach up towards the sky. And as we exhale, let's go ahead and gently twist over to your right. Right arm down, inhale, reach back up. As we exhale, we're going to open the arms to gently twist to the left. Left arm down, inhale, back up. As we exhale, come into cactus or goalpost with the arms. So we're going to lift the heart and chest up nice and high here. And then exhale, release. Again, root down, reach up as we inhale. Let's hold your right wrist here, actually press down to reach up. And exhale, come up and over to your left. Hips and shoulders are square. Inhale, root down through both feet again. Press down to pull up to your left side and exhale over. Hips, shoulders square. Inhale, root down, reach up. So we exhale, we'll go ahead and release the arms all the way down, forward fold. Again, bend into those knees as much as you need to. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhale as we fold. Let's go ahead and step the left leg back into a deep lunge. Big step back. Lower the left knee down and uncurl the toes. We're going to hook the right thumb in front here, spreading the fingers nice and wide and pulling the thumbs away from each other as we inhale, root down, reach up. As we exhale, we're going to come up and over to your right towards the front leg. Hips are square, shoulders are square. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, we're going to press down, come up and over to the left. Keep the legs hugging strongly towards each other. Inhale as we come back again, like the thumbs are trying to pull apart. Exhale, release the arms. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. Inhale to plank pose. And exhale, slowly lower the knees halfway down. You can lower elbows stacked above wrists. Inhale, press up. Exhale, let's go halfway down again. Elbows stay stacked. Inhale, press. Exhale, halfway down here, hold it for 3, 2, and then let's go ahead and come down on 1. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the triceps in, point the toes and legs long. Let's go and take a nice inhale to cobra. Little baby cobra, and exhale, lower the heart, and then the head. Once again, tuck the chin, inhale, cobra. Tailbone shooting down into the earth, exhale, release. Squeeze the arms in, inhale, press it up. And then exhale to downward facing dog. You can also lift the hips high and bend the knees here in your bear pose. This is also a nice way to slowly ease back into downward dog. It's nice and easy on your back and on the hamstrings. And walk it out here a little bit. Breathe. Let's go ahead and just walk it forward again. Back to the top of the mat, inhaling, halfway rise, flat back. Thigh bones press back. Exhale, deepen your fold. Rooting down through feet. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, arms can come down by your sides. Tadasana. Again, deep inhale, root down, reach up to the sky. As we exhale, let's bend the knees and bow forward. Fold, coming right down the center. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. And again, exhale, deepen your fold. Send the right leg back to deep lunge. Hips stay square, lower that right knee and curl the back toes. Hook the left thumb in front this time as we inhale, spread the fingers wide, reach up overhead. As we exhale, press into your left big toe or that front big toe, come up and over to the left. Hips and shoulders stay square to the front. Inhale, root down to rise back up. Again, like you're trying to pull those thumbs apart as we come up and over to your right. Away from the front leg, hug those legs together. Inhale, belly in, lift your heart. Arching, feel the shoulders. Exhale, release the arms. Lift that back knee again. Inhale to plank pose. Exhale, this time we can lower halfway down, or knees, chin, chest, and then slowly down to the earth. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze it in as we inhale to cobra. Tailbone pressing towards the earth. Exhale, we'll reverse the push-up. Press up before we go up and back to your downward facing dog or your bear pose here first. So whenever my back is a little cranky or the hamstrings are a little tight, you can bend the knees here. It feels nice before transitioning to down dog. And also make sure we're externally rotating those shoulders, turning them out away from each other. At the same time, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears and separating the shoulder blades away from each other, protracting them. Lifting the hips high, lifting the shoulders up, pressing into the palms equally, into the fingertips. Breathe. Let's go ahead and walk the feet forward again once more to the top of your mat as we inhale, halfway rise. Thigh bones back, exhale, deepen your fold. Inhale, lift the belly, root to rise up, palms to prayer. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Again, root down, reach up to prayer as we inhale. Exhale, let's come right down the center, bow forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale and fold. We'll step that left leg back to deep lunge. This time, left hand underneath your shoulder, right thumb to the hip crease. We're gonna pull that right hip in and back. And we're gonna circle that right arm forward, up, and follow it back gently. Here, if it's okay for your neck, inhale, follow your fingertips with your eyes, and we're gonna circumduct that right shoulder. Breathe. Keeping the belly in, keep that back thigh lifted, keep the right leg strong. A few more. Last one, navel to spine. Good, and from here, let's go ahead and lower that right hand down, spin the left heel down, toes pointing out as we inhale to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. So I'm just gonna flip myself around so you can see the pose a little better, where we're going from here. So inner thighs again are stretching long away from each other, outer thighs plugging into the hip socket. Open those hips and also have some nice stability through them at the same time. Hugging your midline. Deep breaths. Let's bring the right palm up towards the sky as we inhale to reverse warrior or peaceful warrior here. Stretching out the right side of the body. Take a deep inhale, belly lifts, reaching up. As we exhale, we're going to come forward into onto your forearm to thigh. Left arm sweeps overhead. Inhale, stretch, open through the left side of the body. Exhale. From here, let's inhale, stretch the front leg into a reverse Trikonasana. And then exhale back to warrior two, side angle as we sweep the left arm overhead. Take a deep breath here, inhale. And this time as we exhale, we can bring the right hand down or stay on the forearm to thigh. Left arm is going to reach down and all the way back. So we're going to take this circumduction of the left shoulder in the opposite direction. Deep breaths. Keep belly to spine. Keep that right arm and leg pressing against each other. And you'll start to feel a nice deep warming sensation through the hamstrings here. One more time. Sorry, two more. Last one here. Inhale and exhale. From there, we're going to sweep it in. Toes in and heels out. Feel free here to bend your knees, especially again if you feel the hamstrings or low back singing to you. Bend those knees. Okay, we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine here. And as we exhale, turn your left toes out. We're going to lunge halfway or maybe all the way down if you like. You can lift the toes up towards the sky. Pressing the left arm against the left thigh to open a little bit more. So again, as we're opening through the front, we're hugging in through the back. Hugging in at the same time. Deep breaths. And you can gauge how strongly you need to hug in, right? If you need a little bit more support or stability, we hug more strongly towards the center. And then slowly coming back through center as we inhale, coming in, toes in and heels out. From there, let's bring the right hand underneath the heart space, left hand to your sacrum. Make sure here that the sacrum is flat, that we're not dumping into one hip or the other. So we're not tilting the hips here. Press down into the feet, press down into your right hand. Lift your core and only twist from your core so the hips stay, again, lifting and square. Another deep breath here, open. You can also keep your gaze down if the neck is a little cranky. Another deep breath. Exhale. From there, we're going to bring the left hand to replace it. Right hand to the sacrum. Again, here we can bend these knees as much as we need to. Root down through the feet as we inhale. Twist from your core. Nothing happens to the hips. Both hips pressing equally up towards the sky. As we press both feet down equally into the earth. One more breath here. And exhale, slowly releasing. Let's go ahead and walk ourselves over towards we're going to just come back to center here as we inhale. Exhale, walk it in, heel toe. Turn safely over towards your right leg. Stretching that left leg long behind you. Hugging the midline again. Let's take a nice inhale. When you're ready to plank, exhale, lower halfway down or chaturanga. Slowly down to the earth, roll the shoulders back, inhale, cold breath. Exhale, reverse the push-up, pressing down to rise. And then again, we can come to bear pose first or go straight up to down dog. Stretch long through the sides of your body. Then plugging in through hands and feet. Press into your forefinger and thumb a little more strongly. You need to shake your head gently side to side or up and down. As you deepen your breath, you have a nice opportunity to do so here. And then if and when you feel ready, we'll bring that left leg slowly up towards the ceiling, up on your tippy toes here. Outer thigh and pinky toe rolling down. Keep it nice and strong through the standing leg. One more breath. Exhale, we'll bring that left thigh bone forward, lift the heel high, step forward between the hands, and come all the way forward, fold. Take a nice inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale and deepen your fold. Root down through both feet as we rise up. Reach up to the sky and exhale, arms down by your sides. Again, deep inhale, root down, reach up. And as we exhale, we'll bow forward, fold all the way down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. Exhale, let's step your right leg back to a nice deep lunge. Right hand on your fingertips right underneath the right shoulder. Left thumb to the hip crease, pulling that hip in, that left butt cheek in and back. And lift the back knee as we sink the hips. Left arm can circle forward, up, inhale. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, exhale. So again, we're going to circumduct this left shoulder, but this time going in this direction. Deep breaths. Forward, up, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. A few more. Nice and slowly. Feel the warming through the legs. From there, we're going to spin the right heel down to the ground, so the toes are pointing out and we're pressing into the pinky toe edge of that back foot. We inhale, rise to warrior two. So that inner arch is lifting up. And again, we're reaching long. I'm going to flip this around. Feel the inner thighs stretching long away from each other, outer thighs plugging in. So opening through the front, hugging from the back to your midline. Feel that nice deep warming sensation. Left palm toward the sky as we inhale. Root down to stretch up and pull up through the left side of your body, your waist. Next deep breath here, stretching the left side. Exhale, we'll come forward into your side angle, sweeping that right arm all the way down and overhead. Breathe. When you're ready, root down through both feet again. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. Stretch the legs as we lift up and back. Exhale, come back to side angle. So from here, stretching through side angle. Feel the stretch now from your pinky toe to your pinky finger on your right side as we drop the hips low, hug the hips in from the back. We can bring the left arm down if you like, or stay on the forearm, but keep your left arm and inner thigh pressing against each other, your inner knee. And then from here, we're gonna again reverse that arm on the right side now as we inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Deep breaths. Keeping that nice, strong warming through the hamstrings and the inner thighs. Couple more. And last one. Exhale, we're going to sweep it into center, toes and heels out. Remember to bend those knees as much as you need to. And keep the feet right across from each other here. We're going to turn your right toes out, lunging halfway or all the way down. Lift the toes, left toes up, pressing that right thigh bone back. So again here, maybe not dropping all the way into it, but we're hugging through the back a little bit. So squeezing through the back, stretching through the inner thighs. Again, if you're all the way down, you want to make sure the hips are externally rotated, the toes are pointed up. One more breath here. And then as we exhale, we'll come back to center, toes in, heels out here. Beautiful. Inhale up on your fingertips here. Let's bring the left hand in front of the heart center to start first. Root down through both feet, right hand to your sacrum. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to. Press into the feet, lift the hips high. Lift your sits bones up, and then hug the belly in as we twist from the core. Keep those hips square. So you can feel here with your palm, if you're dumping into either hip, you can feel Hopefully you feel a congruency across the sacrum. And then go ahead and release, right hand underneath you. When you're ready, left hand to sacrum. And we're pressing down through the feet to lift up. Even if we have to bend the knees, pull the belly in, twist from your core, not the hips. Deep breaths. Open the heart. And then another breath here. Exhale, let's go ahead and release. Bow forward, fold. Let's take a few moments here, relax the shoulders. Slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, inhaling up onto the fingertips, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, we'll go ahead and walk the feet in heel toe until we can safely turn to the left, back to where we started. Left foot forward, right leg back. Press into the fingertips, left leg back to plank pose, inhaling. Exhaling to lower chaturanga. Inhale to cobra. You can also take a child's pose or a cat-cow instead. Inhale, press up to your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog or your bear pose there first. Stretch long. Again, externally rotating the shoulders. Press into those fingertips. Lift those shoulders up and away from each other. Hips high. Right leg, lift up on your tippy toes and the right leg will come up towards the sky as we inhale. Hips stay square. And exhale, thigh to your chest. Lift that heel high. Step it forward. Step the left foot forward to meet it. Interlace the fingers behind you. Bow your head. Stretch the shoulders. Slow, deep breaths. Take another deep breath here. And as we exhale, release the hands down towards the earth. From here, we're going to sit back into your imaginary chair. Bring the hands to the heart center. Scooping that belly, lifting it in and up from the front. So there's no tension in the back. The back's nice and flat and relaxed. And all the support, all the work is happening in front of the pelvis, the guts, the abdominals. From here, we're going to just bring your right hand to left thigh and bring that right hand to your right thigh, left elbow to the outside of the thigh or on top, wherever you can reach. Sit the hips back. Maybe you can bring the hands together to a prayer. Try to lift the heart towards the hands. Go and look back at your knees. Make sure that left knee is not poking out. Sit down low as we can. Now we're going to shift our weight to the right foot towards our twist. Shift our weight towards that, into the right foot. Keep the knee back and lift your left heel towards your buttocks. Take a deep breath here. Strong through your legs. Exhale, step it back to a deep lunge. Hips are square. Hands inside of the foot. Strong through the legs. Inhaling here. As we exhale, we're going to lower that left knee down. And maybe from here we can kind of crawl into sort of a lizard pose. So bringing your hands slightly forward, elbows underneath the shoulders. They may or may not reach the ground, but don't sacrifice your back in order to do that. So hugging in those elbows, externally rotate the shoulders. You can stay here, or maybe inhale, lift the back knee, strong through your hamstrings here, and then lower. Again, inhale, lift the back knee, pressing into the top of the foot. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift the back knee. Exhale, lower. Last time, we're going to curl the toes under, the back toes under, to lift the back knee and stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, deep breaths. And 1, slowly lower that left knee. When you're ready, slowly begin to stretch through that front leg here. Wiggle that foot forward. Remember, you can bend your right knee as much as you need to. Nice inhale, lengthen the spine. Flat back and exhale, soften. As we bow forward, fold towards that leg. Low back stays nice and flat. Remember, it doesn't matter if our knee is bent or straight. As long as you're feeling a stretch, but it's not too much, not too little. But we do want to keep our hips square and that left thigh coming forward towards the front foot. And that's your true half splits pose there. And then slowly lunging forward here when you're ready. We're going to push off the back foot to come forward. Interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb on top. Stretch the shoulders, bow your head. Deep cleansing breaths here. When you're ready, we can stretch both legs and release the hands. Inhaling, lengthening through your spine. Exhale, fold. We're going to sit down into your imaginary chair again. Sit all the way back, knees back, hips back, butt back. Hands to the heart center. Scooping through the front of the pelvis. Breathe deep. I'm just going to switch over to the other side of the mat, but you stay there. You can bring your left hand to your left thigh bone here. Right elbow either across or right on top of that thigh. Hands towards the heart center, maybe trying to bring the thumbs to the center. Again, look at your knees. Notice if your right knee is poking out. Pull it back in, square those hips. Now shift your weight to your left thigh. Keep the knee back. And lift your right heel to your buttock. Hold it there, flex that foot. Find a little balance and step it back when you're ready. To lunge, hands down. Breathe. From here, we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the foot, lower the knee. Uncurl the back toes. Again, we can stay here or maybe move towards a lizard pose. Doesn't need to come all the way down. I'm just hugging in. I like to stay just barely up off the ground, those elbows slightly up. So we're also working through the upper body and the chest and shoulders here a little bit. Hugging that left knee towards your shoulder. Uncurl the back toes so that the foot's relaxed behind you. And then we're going to press into the top of the foot as we inhale, lift the knee. Exhale, lower gently. Inhale, hug the midline to lift that back thigh. Exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift that back thigh. And exhale, lower. Uncurl or curl the back toes under now. Lift the back knee. Stay here for 5, 4. Remember, we're bringing the elbows towards the ground, hands out in the front, but not all the way to the ground. 3. Deep breaths. 2. One more breath here. Hug your midline, lower the knee, and slowly come back up to stretch the front leg. And we're going to wiggle or hop that foot forward, bending the knee as much as we need to. Pull that right thigh bone up and forward towards the foot. Deep inhale here, lengthening the spine. Exhale and gently softening over the leg. Remember, you're looking for just right, not too much, not too little. Just make sure those hips are square. Moving forward. Deep, slow breaths. And as we continue deepening the breath, finding, again, that space and that compassion for whatever is here with us, whatever sensation or thoughts. It's becoming that space of love and compassion for it, for whatever may arise. Everything's as it needs to be in this moment. One more breath. Exhaling, slowly lunging forward. And then again, pushing off the back foot to come forward. Bow forward, fold. Next inhale, lengthen the spine, flat back. And exhale, go ahead and step it back into your plank pose. Lower slowly, chaturanga. When you're ready, inhale, tailbone down, cobra. Strong, long legs. And exhale, we're going to stay here on your mat. So let's go ahead. We're on the ground. We're going to place the hands underneath your head, tucking your chin, forehead to your hands, and turn your toes out here. Open the hips. Take some deep cleansing breaths into your back body. Feel your belly press against the earth as we fill up into the back body, fully and completely. Maybe even taking another sip, inhaling a little bit more at the top, and then emptying slowly, completely out. From here, go ahead and bring your hands, actually let's bring your right arm up above your head here. Kind of roll towards the right a little bit to bring your left knee up just like you would if you're laying in bed here on your belly, just kind of finding a nice comfortable pose with that left hip open. Couple deep breaths. We're going to stay in this shape, but gently open the left arm out to the side of you. So we're going to open this up to lie on your back. The right arm's going to come down into a T. So both arms are out to the side of you. And we're going to just make our way to slowly open this up into your single leg twist. So you're gazing over your left shoulder, releasing in your twist. You can also take your right hand to your left thigh if you want to add a little bit more. You can back off or deepen the pose however feels good for you. Just make sure, again, that left hip is stacked on the right. And your pelvis, your sacrum is congruent. Feel the hips down away from the shoulders. Feel the sides of your body long as you breathe deeply. Feel your core support that twist. And then slowly from there, we're going to fold back in towards your right, onto your belly. Bring your hands out underneath you, back underneath your forehead here, toes pointing out. Tuck your chin, forehead to your hands. Deep cleansing breaths into your back body. Again, feel the belly and the front of your body press against the earth as we fill into the back. Continue to get that feedback about how we're doing through the respiratory muscles here in the back body. And maybe challenging that breath or our lung capacity even more. Taking another sip at the top of the inhales. Inhaling a little more than we think we can. Maybe pausing there for a moment and then exhaling slowly, completely out. And from here, we're going to bring the left arm out in front of you, so overhead, and kind of push it into the ground with your right hand to bring your right knee up. Yeah, so let me flip this over so you can see. So left arm's underneath you, your right knee is up here. And we can just, again, rest however feels comfortable for you here for a few breaths. And continue to breathe and fill up the back body. filling up from way down deep below, all the way up to the top of your chest, from side to side, front and back. From there, we're going to bring that left arm that's out in front of you out to the side here. And then open up your right arm as we lay on our backs. So facing the ceiling now. Right hip is stacked above the left. And again, you can bring your left hand to your thigh if you want to add a little bit more weight or guidance. And then looking over the right shoulder, deep cleansing breaths in your twist. Remember, we can guide the hips also down away from the shoulders to keep the integrity of the spine as we twist. Sometimes if we begin to feel too much pressure on one joint or another, we can reset, re-lengthen, and neutralize the spine a little bit more. Gently pressing the hips away from the shoulders. Take those full deep breaths again. From the bottom to top, side to side, front and back. And slowly fold yourself back in towards your belly and place your hands once more underneath your forehead and toes point out. Wiggle the hips a little bit here. Tuck the chin, resting the forehead on your hands. Deep breaths into back body. From there, let's go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders, legs together, squeezing, hugging in as we inhale. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Exhale, let's bring the big toes to touch. Knees slightly open, come back into your child's pose or balasana. Sink back into the hips and let your head sink heavily into the earth. Deep cleansing breaths here. And slowing down to listen and observe. Become a little bit more aware. And also aware of the one who is aware. With each breath, letting the head sink heavier and heavier like a heavy bowling ball. Releasing the neck and shoulders completely. And filling back body. As you feel ready, slowly sitting back into your heels to roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms are heavy, chin in. Head is the last thing to rise, keeping the eyes closed for a moment. Just observe what you feel as you breathe. You open through the heart space. And gently bringing the legs out from underneath you. Let's come forward onto your mat. And roll it down slowly when you're ready. You can hold onto your knees here. And then again, if you are ready, lie back and gently press the knees into your hands, pushing the thighs down away from the shoulders as you rock. And maybe take another happy baby, holding the feet this time or the big toes, externally rotating those hips. So we open the hips and press down through our sacrum. A couple breaths here. If you want to find stillness here, you can. And then feet again as wide apart as the mat, knees up, and let the knees fall to one side. Back through center, allowing the knees to fall to the other side once more. And once again, knees back up towards the ceiling. We'll slide the hands underneath your lower back and wiggle the sits bones apart, pulling your butt cheeks out from underneath. And then let the knees knock in towards each other again. Let your legs be heavy against each other. Releasing the back, releasing your hips. And once more, let's rest the left hand on the heart space and the right hand on the belly. Let's take a few moments here. And just observe what you feel as you breathe. Slowly beginning to wind down and let go of our practice. But still allowing ourselves to be open to receive. And slowly begin to stretch your legs out long in front of you, wide apart, maybe a few feet apart there in Shavasana. And allow the back to be relaxed. If you need to wiggle anything out, you can. You can bring the arms down by your sides. Again, palms facing up towards the sky in a gesture of being open to receive. And allow yourself again here to drop in. Give yourself to the earth. Give yourself to the sky. Give yourself to the universe. All that is. Observing how we are simply a part of all that is. Everything and nothing. Connected. The earth, the sky, the universe, one another. Connected and held and supported. No matter what the circumstances, no matter, again, what challenges we may be facing or thoughts we may have, that we are always held and supported. All we need to do is connect and just be. The universe has got you. Your heart has got you. Your spirit has got you. Rejoice in that. Rest in that. In that knowing. Just be. And we find the mind wandering again. Just giving it a little smile and gently bring your attention back to breath, back to this moment. Noticing, observing the sensations you feel as you breathe, without judging, just simply taking notice. And take a couple of slow, deep breaths. And lying here in stillness as long as you like. Or perhaps if and when you feel ready, gently awakening fingertips and toes. Maybe bringing legs together, stretching arms overhead behind, stretching your whole body as you inhale. Melting back into the earth as you exhale. Rolling onto your right side into a fetal position. Right arm is a pillow under your head. Go ahead and take a couple of slow, deep breaths here into the heart space. Coming back to this symbolic rebirth. You can begin anew, again with a clean slate. And go forward without judging. Just observing and being what you experience. Continue being this space of unconditional love. It's infinite. And connected. You take your next deep exhale, pressing into your left palm to slowly rise. We'll keep our eyes closed and gaze inward as we find a nice, tall, and comfortable seat. Maybe rocking onto the sits bones again, slightly lean back as we lift the heart center and open through the chest, stacking shoulders above hips. Take a moment to observe what you feel as you breathe here. Perhaps taking a few moments in gratitude and humility as we observe our body's natural capacity and ability to heal and to harmonize, to rebalance. And for the ability and capacity for all that is to hold and support us. Bringing the hands together by the heart center Manjuli Mudra of prayer, lifting the heart slightly up towards the hands as we bow the head in towards the heart. Take a few deep cleansing and nourishing breaths here as we seal our practice and our intentions with gratitude. And if you'll join me with a round of Om, raising our voices and our vibrations with that of the universe. Inhaling as you're ready. Exhaling slowly and completely out. Once again, inhaling. Bowing humbly to the light and the teacher that dwells within each and every one. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.